I absolutely love Breaking Bad. I think a lot of people do, and I think the biggest reason for that are the characters. People like Mike Ehrmantraut, Gustavo Fring, Saul, Hank, Walter, Jesse. The show has an army of characters for us to fall in love with and follow their stories. But it comes to my attention that one of the main characters are not getting the recognition they deserve. And of course, as you probably know, I'm talking about Heisenbones. Whenever I'm online, I either see people complaining about the show's weird direction to have an anthropomorphic skeleton be their comic relief, or they just straight up don't remember him. So in today's video, I want to shed more light on Heisenbones as a character and explain why he's underrated. So let's get into it.
Let's open the blinds and maybe we're gonna see some stars out today.
Spoiler warning from the show here on out. For those who haven't seen Breaking Bad, Heisenbones is a character that was brought into Season 3 as a direct cause of Gale's execution. At that point, it was clear to the show's creator, Vince Gilligan, that Breaking Bad was now heading into a darker direction, and was now threat of changing from a crime comedy into a drama. So in order to keep the upbeat tone, he introduced the character Heisenbones, a 5'2" skeleton born from Walter's 50th birthday wish in episode 1. There he remained in the background of Walter's chemistry classroom until he felt it was the right time to reveal himself to everybody. Afterwards, he took the name Heisenbones, inspired after Walter's persona Heisenberg, and proceeded to help the gang through his wacky shenanigans. The biggest problem I hear people complaining about online is that Heisenbones makes no sense. They say it's completely unrealistic for a plastic skeleton to be hanging in a chemistry classroom when skeletons are used to study anatomy. And because of that reason alone, they decided to denounce the show for poor writing. But what people don't understand is that it's absolutely clear that Walter's high school has no budget. If you couldn't tell, the poor guy needs to work a second job in order to keep up with his first. So there's no confusion about it. If they can't afford to pay their teachers, then how could they buy more classroom? I don't think they can, because they don't have any money for it. It's normal for a classroom to be used for multiple purposes if the school has no money. If there's a class for anatomy, then why can't it be used for chemistry? So Walter probably has to share his class with any other teacher who needs it that day. On top of that, it makes complete sense how Heisenbones came to life. People like to say he just showed up out of nowhere in Season 3, but if you were a true fan, you would know that he was foreshadowed in the pilot. What, don't believe me? Go back to the first episode of Breaking Bad right now and watch the scene. I can't show it or else I'll get copyright claimed, but he says it. He says it to himself right before he blows out the candle. Vince Gilligan knew when he was gonna be in it, so he saved him for when the time was right. You can't really say the same for someone like Mike. Remember when he was first introduced in Season 2 as Saul Goodman's henchman? He didn't even have a name there and he ended up being one of the best characters. So at least Heisenbones got the introduction he deserves. On top of that, Heisenbones stands as one of the show's greatest comic relief characters, with his jokes being some of people's most favorite scenes in the show. All of which comes through an amazing performance from Heisenbones' award-winning actor, Christian Bale. Did you know that in order to prepare for the role, he had to wither himself away until he was nothing but skin and bones? And then he just removed the skin, so he just became bones. You don't see actors go that far in their role anymore. Natalie Portman just had her muscles CGI'd onto her. She didn't work for that. It's that kind of devotion that makes Heisenbones feel real. He looks like the skeleton wearing Walter's hat because he is a skeleton wearing Walter's hat. He's a great character with a devoted actor, and just by being in the room makes it seem so much funnier.
My partner tells me that your crew switched to a P2P cook because of our success. You dye your meth with food coloring to make it look like mine.
So I hope you understand that Heisenbones wasn't just added for no reason. He's an amazing, iconic character, and he deserves the love and care Breaking Bad manages to give him. So that's what I wanted to say. Until next time, gamers.